Hello everyone, my name is Salim and welcome to the Markets Breakdown Analysis for Monday, the 2nd of October 2023. We'll be breaking down charts and show the exact zones where price will close for potential buys or close below for potential sells as well. So looking at the previous weekly candle, the weekly closed strong bearish, breaking below this weekly support and forming a new weekly resistance around 1925-600. Now obviously earlier in the week, the anticipation was to retest this weekly support and maybe just to break and close just within this weekly support formed around 1887, let's say 1890. But I didn't expect this continuation to the downside simply because we've had some sort of retracement on the monthly candle within this monthly candle. Now obviously now we're looking on a monthly candle for September. The monthly closed strong bearish, breaking below this monthly support and closing below this rejection. Now just to break down the chart, obviously since the monthly candle closed with barely no bottom wick, no wick to the bottom, now the anticipation and what we need to see is for the monthly candle to retrace, because once price break below this low again, the probability for price to continue bearish becomes high because obviously the monthly has already formed the top wick. Maybe that retracement, we could see retracement around, let's say, 1884 or even as far as the 1900 again. And now dropping down to the weekly candle closed strong bearish as mentioned, and maybe again we could see a retracement around 1890s. Let's say reasonably is to see a retracement for price to retest this previous weekly support and to respect this weekly support. And now to break down the chart, obviously the daily candle also for Friday closed strong bearish, retraced, broke its own low and continued bearish and closed again with barely no wick to the bottom. And now to break down the chart, looking at the 4 hour time frame, the 4 hour, we haven't got any recent 4 hour support. What we're going to do here is we're going to put a line to where this low has been formed. We have the most recent 4 hour resistance formed around 1873.500. Dropping down to the hourly, we haven't got really that much of a range because obviously we can see there has been barely no volume within these hourly candles. When we're looking at a 30-minute time frame, we can identify some sort of a range. So we have a 30-minute resistance. This is a small range. For that reason, what we're going to do is we're going to adjust the level of resistance based on this previous 30-minute resistance around 1856.300. And then obviously when you're dropping down to the 50-minute time frame, that lines up with this 50-minute resistance. And I'd say now obviously we need to identify the no trade zone. And I would say potential buys could be above this 30-minute resistance above 1856.300. Now for potential sells, it would be good to see since price is too close to where this low is, and when looking on the left on the daily, on the 4 hour we have clean traffic on the left, but let's have a look again. Okay, so on a daily we have clean traffic on the 4 hour time frame. Let's have a look. We have clean traffic on this 4 hour time frame. So for that reason, I would say maybe we need to wait for price to, even if price break below this low, we need to wait for price to retrace, consolidate within this no trade zone, form a range, and then once price break below this low, then obviously we'll have a higher probability for price to continue bearish. So I would say potential sells could be below 1846.300. And this is going to be the no trade zone. And now to look for potential buys and going back to the daily. So obviously the buys are going to look like a retracement on the daily, like the retracement on the monthly to form a top wick before continuing bearish, and that's the same thing on a weekly. So the first thing we can see, we have clean traffic on a daily. On a 4 hour time frame, we have this previous 4 hour support formed around 1863.100. Zooming in and dropping down to the hourly, that matches with this previous 1 hour support, and looking on the 30-minute time frame, now we have a 30-minute resistance formed around 1860.900. We're looking at a 50-minute time frame. We can adjust the level of resistance to 1861.400. Excuse me. I would say the first target for buys could potentially be 1861.400, targeting this previous 1 hour support. And then for the second target for buys, now here's the thing. Okay, so we have this previous 4 hour support around 1863.300. We're looking on hourly. We have clean traffic. The first thing I can see is obviously we have clean traffic on the left, and the next level we have is 1869.200. But this is a decent range. But the thing that we need to pay attention to on the left is this previous 1 hour resistance around 1867. So this range we need to pay attention, because despite having clean traffic on the left, this is a consolidation on the hourly. So I'd say the second target for buyers could potentially be 1869 200, targeting this previous 1 hour support with managing risks within this range. So now to look for potential sells, and going back to the daily, actually going back to the monthly. And the first thing we can identify is we have this monthly support formed previously around 1825 500. Drop it down to the weekly time frame. The weekly, we have a clean traffic, but we have this rejection to the downside from this weekly candle. When dropping down to the daily, however, on the daily, again, we have clean traffic on the left. But maybe we can adjust this line based on this daily low, maybe around 1827 500. And looking on the 4 hour time frame, looking on the left, what do we see? We have this previous 4 hour resistance, maybe this like the top wick of these 4 hour highs around 1835 500. When looking on the hourly, let's see if we can identify anything again. We have, let's say, move it to 1837, and then we're looking at a 30-minute time frame. I would say we have clean traffic on the left. I'd say the first target for sales could potentially be 1837 700. So just targeting the top of the range of this hourly resistance. The second target for sales, now let's have a look again. Looking on a monthly, we have this monthly support around 1825 500. Dropping down to the weekly, this is a rejection on the weekly to the downside. Looking at the daily time frame, on the left, what do we see? Again, we have maybe actually the second target for sales. We can target this daily low that was formed around 1827 800.
Dominion Markets, your trading sanctuary.